Now, Sports Talk with Broads. Here's Hunter Brody.
I can't keep doing this to myself. I can't keep putting me through this misery. I continue to watch, and my mind continues to blow because this Phillies bullpen is not realistic. This Phillies bullpen can't be real life. That was just a horrendous performance by the Philadelphia Phillies bullpen. Both games. They get walked off by Gurriel in the first game because the bullpen can't hold on. And I'll get to Joe Girardi in a minute because I think he had poor decisions in that game, which totally could have changed the outcome. And then a 7-0 lead in the first inning. 7-0. And they lose. And they actually lost. And I tweeted, if the Phillies bullpen blows this game, I boycott. And then, of course, I had to quote tweet myself and say, I love lying to you guys. I can't wait for tomorrow because the Phils play the Braves. But holy hell, this is ridiculous. I was making jokes about them actually blowing the game, knowing that, sure, it was possible, but it's a little bit of a far stretch when you have a 7-0 lead in a 7-inning baseball game. But, of course, the bullpen fails. It was miserable. They didn't stand a chance. And it's ridiculous that it's a reality that this team doesn't stand a chance with a 7-run lead. And oh, by the way, dare we bring up what happened to Fernando Tatis Jr. again? Here's a 7-run lead, and it evaporated. Poof! So don't tell me that a grand slam on a 3-0 count shouldn't happen. I don't care, but honestly, I don't care about that right now. All I care about is Matt Klentak's horrendous decisions to put this bullpen together. Someone signed off on this bullpen and said, you know what, this is good. Yeah, this is something that can work. This is something we can utilize. This should be okay. We should be able to shut down teams. In what universe? Because it ain't this one. This episode of Sports Talk with Broads is sponsored by Orbit Energy and Power. With over 20 years of experience in the industry, they are home to your solar experts. They are dedicated to making sure your project is completed easily and properly by using high-quality materials and trained professionals to get the job done right. So make sure you check out their information. It is in the description. Let's start with Game 1. I started out with a smile, because Bryce Harper's out here hitting dingers. And I love when Bryce Harper hits dingers with that swag and that trot around the bases. It's beautiful. The Phillies were up 2-0 in this game, and Spencer Howard was being effective. That fastball at 97, there's some movement on it, and I sure love it. I was getting giddy. I was smiling. I couldn't believe it. Here we go, Spencer Howard with the 97 stuff. Not only that, some swinging and missing occurring, and you didn't see that earlier when he started that game, specifically against the Atlanta Braves. You didn't see the swing and miss stuff, and you saw it in this game. I loved it. He got into a little bit of trouble, and Joe Girardi decided to pull him early. I did not like that move by Joe Girardi whatsoever. Spencer Howard finished the day with 3 2/3 with an earned run, 5 hits. So it's not like he had a perfect game by any means. You saw some things that you would like for him to clean up, but this was the game where I think you saw the most out of Spencer Howard throughout the start of his career to this point. Really electric fastball stuff that I am so in love with. I mean, I'm telling you, I couldn't stop. I was wide-eyed, smiling like a child who just saw some candy. I was pumped up. Here we go, baby. Here we go. Keep throwing that pitch. I was going nuts. And I was pissed when Joe Girardi decided to take him out when he got into a little bit of trouble. Let the kid learn. Let the kid go through that type of stuff. He's going to need it. It would be different if you had a bullpen that you could rely on, but considering the Phillies don't have that, I'll take my chances with Spencer Howard. I think you have a better chance with Spencer Howard than going to some of your bullpen pieces. Joe elected to go with the bullpen, and it did not really work out very well. You had Blake Parker go in there and Alvarez go in there, and those guys able to handle business to an extent. What I mean by that is Alvarez, ooh, line drive to the nuts. Line drive to the nuts, and he still makes the play. He still gets the ball. He flips it to first base, and the Phillies get the out. I mean, we all remember that play by Vince Velasquez a couple years ago where he got rocked, and he still found a way to pick the ball up and throw it. With Alvarez, he got a line drive right back to his balls, and he still finishes out the play. Good for him. Now, there have been some reports about where he is now. He had to leave on a cart. I mean, you think about it. Exit velocity flying right back towards you and hitting you in the balls. You get a little ball tap from some of your buddies and you fall over and you're laying on the ground for 5 minutes in pain. I can't even imagine the damage done when it's a baseball flying back at you. God bless him. It does seem like he's going to be okay. Oh, I get the goosebumps just thinking about it. But here's the thing. You have the 6th inning, Tommy Hunter come into the game, and the Blue Jays play a bit of small ball, butting the baseball, moving guys over, and it's a 2-1 game at this point. Well, hold on a second. It's now 2-2, and the Phillies end up losing the lead once Tommy Hunter came into the ballgame. And you had Guerra come in for the 9th. This guy stinks. I don't understand why Joe Girardi loves using Guerra. Guerra is awful. He can't pitch. He doesn't work. He's never successful. It's an embarrassment. You can't continue to utilize this player. He should not be on the Philadelphia Phillies. And as you saw, here comes the Blue Jays. They're able to execute. It didn't help that Roman Quinn's out in center field, not knowing how to actually go towards a baseball and scoop it with his glove and throw the damn baseball in. It goes behind him a bit, which allowed some base running to occur for the Blue Jays. And then Gurriel knocks the game-winning run in. It's ridiculous. And Roman Quinn, he makes a play like that. It's interesting that occurred because I was on 97.3 ESPN from 2 to 6 p.m. during the game, but we have a TV in the studio. And we were talking about Roman Quinn when he had that great play. He beat out an infield single, and then he goes from first to third when he stole second base. It was a bad throw by the catcher, and he goes to third. And at the time, Mike Gill, he's the co-host with myself on 97.3, he goes, that's why you need him in the lineup. That's why you need that man on the bases. He changes the game. And I said, you're right, but he's wonky defensively. He does some odd things out there in center field. And what do you know? In late innings, he pulls something like that. Now, were the Blue Jays going to win anyway? Probably. But still, I mean, that's the type of stuff that irks me. That's simple stuff that you should know how to do when you're playing at the major league level. That's simple stuff. Get the baseball in. Don't let the baseball behind you. Those little mistakes, they come back to bite you. Now, why I'm mad at Joe Girardi? Guerra should never be utilized. And if you let Spencer Howard work out of that jam, if you let Spencer Howard continue to battle through what he put himself in, maybe you don't need to go to Blake Parker so early. Maybe you don't need to go to Alvarez at a certain time. Maybe you don't need to use Tommy Hunter. And if everyone gets pushed back a bit, you don't need to use Guerra. And Guerra is a non-factor. He never does anything positive. The man is not a Major League Baseball pitcher. So please, let's not put him in situations when the game is on the line. Let's not put him in any situation, to be fair. But seriously, the fact that you pulled Spencer Howard so quickly is what let this snowball effect happen. You can't do that. Knowing that this bullpen sucks, you can't do that. And I really was not a fan of Joe Girardi's move there. Something else that I wasn't a fan of, Bryce Harper tried to bunt again down the third base line when the shift happened. I'm okay with doing that sometimes. I'm okay with trying to catch players off guard, and I trust Bryce Harper's decision. I think he's a very smart baseball mind, and he's someone that dedicates his craft to the game, so I never question his mindset and his work ethic and what he's thinking. I mean, I truly trust his decisions out on the baseball field, but I think he's trying it too much. I think he's trying to get on base utilizing that bunt to the left side way too much. At times, it's like, yo, they want you to do this, right? They prefer you to try and do that. They prefer you to have a single than the damage you're capable of doing, like you did early in the game when you hit a home run to left field. That's what they don't want you to do. So it's almost as if you're bailing the team out. I'm cool with you doing it, honestly. I do think that there is a time that it makes sense. There's a time to take that risk. There's a time where it's the smart play. This one, though, in this specific game, I hated it, and I want you to swing the bat in certain spots, and this one was that spot. So there you have it. Phillies lose the first game. This second game, it pisses me off. It's a joke. This team is a joke. They're now 9-12. What? They just battled back after sweeping the Mets, taking the first game in Boston for a 4-game win streak, and you follow it up with a 3-game losing streak. What do we expect, though? It's seriously a ridiculous, pathetic performance that you blew a 7-0 lead. I don't want to hear it that, well, the offense didn't score any more runs. That doesn't matter. This is Major League Baseball, and this is a 7-inning game, may I add, which feels like Little League and Little Babe Ruth League, but it's the Major Leagues. You should be able to shut this down. You should have the pitching capable of stopping a 7-run blown lead from happening. The first inning was incredible. Didi, Alec Boehm, Neil Walker, Andrew Knapp, Andrew McCutchen coming back around in the lineup, producing runs, bang, bang, bang. And I remember talking about when the Phillies played the Boston Red Sox in their second game, they had a chance to really blow that game open early, crush some runs in, put them to bed, make them so down on themselves because the Red Sox were on a 9-game losing streak at that point. So because they're already destroyed every night, they're going to feel so defeated early on that they won't be able to come back. Well, realistically, of course, they always have a chance to come back against this team, but you get my point. So they put up 7 against the Blue Jays in this inning. Here I am, yeah, baby, let's go. And it was a cruise from there. All right, Vinny V, who, he drives me nuts. He allows a 2-run bomb instantly as soon as the Phillies take a 7-0 lead. So when he finally touches the bump, he's allowing a home run. Then he goes through a couple innings where he's putting guys away. And then he's going through some innings where he stinks. Once again, classic standard Vince Velasquez stuff. He fails to do it again where he goes deep into a ball game. He does not know what going deep into a ball game means. And it's a shame. But in reality, he's had way too much time now. It's almost like, yo, figure it out, bud. You know, you think you figure it out by now. What an absolute nightmare. How many times is he going to get to go out and compete? I guess the alternative is nobody. So what do? You have to continue to throw that out, especially when it's a 7-inning doubleheader. What do? What can he possibly go with? He's a hate the face for me now. Hate the face is almost an understatement with Vince Velasquez. It's the same storyline, is it not? Oh, look at the heat he could bring. Oh, we should be blowing it by, guys. Oh, the command's not great. Oh, he's losing it a bit. Oh, the hitters are doing a little bit of damage. A little bit. 2-run bomb, boom. As soon as he gets on the mound. I mean, this is insanity. Brogdon gets into the game. Here we go. We start to look. Start to look over the fence. Ooh. Brogdon gets destroyed. This bullpen. It's not like the bullpen had help defensively, though. That play by Scott Kingery. What was that? What was that throw to Rhys Hoskins? Not only that, I love Didi Gregorius. I think we all do. Veteran player, got to come up with that play. You got to end the inning. You got to get out of that inning. Hector Neris was on the mound by then, and he got no support defensively. What are you supposed to do? What are you supposed to do? That 6th inning. That 6th inning will make me lose sleep. I don't get it. This is fundamentals. This stuff is fundamentals. This is stuff that at this level, you should do it blindfolded. And I get it. Guys like Didi, it's going to happen. Even if you're a professional, a pro's pro, you'll make an error. It's called being a human being. But sometimes with this team, it snowballs and it gets so ugly, and it's too common. That's the issue. It's too common for this team. It's always with this team. And I could live with the Didi one. I can't live with the Scott Kingery one. The dude's hitting 100. You can't hit 100 and start making piss-poor plays in the field. If you hit 300, I'll live with it. If you're Bryce Harper, I'll live with it. If you're JT Realmuto, I'll live with it. If you're Bohm, I'll live with it because that's your biggest knock and you have to grow. If you're Scott Kingery, who stinks right now and shouldn't even be on the field, you get no room. I'm sorry. You don't get second chances. That's when you got to dig deep and make the damn play. And it costed the team. It flat out costed the team. Both guys did, but it cost you the game. It's not winning baseball. It's Little League crap. Support for Sports Talk with Broads, by the way, is brought to you by Manscaped, who is the best in men's below-the-belt grooming. Manscaped offers precision-engineered tools for your family jewels. They obsess over their technology developments to provide you the best tools for your grooming experience. There's nothing worse than making sure everything down low is good looking, it's smooth, it's ready to rock and roll, it's ready for the action. But then you cut yourself. You don't cut yourself with the Lawnmower 3.0 because of the advanced skin-safe technology with the cutting-edge ceramic blade to reduce accidents. You have a 90-minute battery, USB charge, LED lights, so you don't miss anything. If you are listening to me right now, I need you to experience this firsthand. Your balls will thank you. There's a 7,000 RPM motor with quiet stroke technology. This is no joke. Get 20% off and free shipping with the code BROD at manscaped.com. It's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com and use code BROD. Gurriel. Here's Gurriel again, making plays happen in game 2. Tellez. Come on. He's hitting bombs, and he's getting a single, big-time plays at the plate. It's ridiculous. I will say, this Toronto Blue Jays team, they're fun. Vlad Guerrero Jr., you would like Bochette to be back there, but he's not available at the moment. They're a fun team. Not a big fan of their baby blues. I think the powder blues, that is. I think the powder blues look better on the Phillies. I think they could do a little bit of work with that, That's all. I like the red that pops, though, with their logo when it comes to the Canadian, leaf. I think they nailed it with that red that pops out of the blue. But who the hell cares about the Blue Jays uniform? I'm very, very sorry. I thought in that 7th, the Phillies were going to actually find a way to squeak out a tie and make this thing go to extra innings. So they make us so frustrated, yet they'll suck us in because they find a way to win. They did have a chance. JT Realmuto knocks in a run in the 7th. And Alec Bohm had some nice hitting prior to that. But of course, with 2 outs, with the chance to tie the game, Roman Quinn was up, and I'm not going to lie to you, I didn't think that there was a chance for 1 second. Not 1 second did I believe, you know what, Roman Quinn is going to be able to knock this run in. Nope. Swing and a miss. So there you go. A pathetic effort by this team. Horrible. And they showed cuts of Bryce Harper leaving the dugout with his bag on, JT Realmuto. JT Realmuto has to be laughing inside. This team really thinks I'm coming back here. This organization thinks I'm going to come back and play for this crap again. Matt Klentak won't even talk to me. John Middleton won't even talk to me. And they're throwing together, piecing together this type of bullpen, and they want me to catch them every single night. What a laughable comment. What a laughable thing to see. Oh, so bad. It's so bad. It's almost like I'm intrigued by the ugliness, though. I go game by game because it's a fun ride, right? I enjoy this. I enjoy being over the top and going crazy when they win 4 straight and being this upset when they do this. I enjoy the ride. The difference between my frustration with the Phillies and, say, the Sixers, we had expectations to go win a Super Bowl, a NBA title. With the Phillies, I never expected them to be good. I knew that they were going to be a 500 team. To be fair, I said that they weren't even going to make the playoffs with the expanded playoff schedule format. So I never had the expectation. So I'm solely going into this just for fun, just for entertainment, just to enjoy this crazy up and down ride that they're going to put us on. So it's a little different, right? Because we knew this. And there was a time when the offense wasn't going where I said, hey, if the offense was scoring 7, 8, 9 runs and they were losing because of the bullpen, I'll live with that because we know the bullpen's awful. But I won't live with the offense being piss poor. Well, some nights you do get that awful offense, but, nights like this is what they are, right? This is their identity. Get a lead, score some runs, and then blow it late. It's just incredible to think that they can really do it this consistent. It's almost remarkable. It's hard to do what they're doing. It's hard to consistently lose baseball games to this degree over and over and over again when you put in your bullpen. Honestly, I'm not even making that up. I feel that way. I feel it's this hard. It's so hard to do what they're doing. I almost respect it. I don't think you could put a worse bullpen together if you tried. I admire it. You know what? I think it's time to take a step back and appreciate it. Maybe I'll pull a Joe Girardi. When Hector Neris gave up the lead, and keep in mind, he did not have any defense to help him. But it's not like Hector Neris has been strong in his outings before this. He hasn't been strong at all this year anytime that he's been called upon, for the most part. When Hector Neris coming out of the game, here comes Joe Girardi walking up to the dugout. Not to the dugout, to the mound. Excuse me, Joe, are you clapping? Joe, are you clapping going to the mound after that man just lost it? Yeah, that's nice. What the hell is that? I get it. You're trying to support your players. You're clapping? I didn't expect Joe Girardi to change this team, and I don't expect him to make this bullpen good by any means. But I still think that you can question some decisions. And if you ask me right now, Broads, how do you feel about Joe Girardi? Are you overwhelmed? Are you where you thought you would be with Joe Girardi, or are you underwhelmed? I'm absolutely 100% underwhelmed with Joe Girardi's decision-making to this point. Once again, there's way bigger issues than Joe Girardi, but there's plenty of moves where I'm scratching my head going, huh? That's what you're doing? Why are you yanking Spencer Howard? Why are you using some of these bullpen guys when you're using them? Now, the alternative, he brings in someone else and they ruin it. I get it. It's not like there's anyone in that bullpen you can rely on and he's going to the wrong person and there's a right person. They're all wrong choices at the end of the day. But are we going to keep using Guerra? Unless Joe is a smart man and he's trying to show Matt Klentak how bad the roster is that Joe has, he keeps throwing them out to make a statement. Hey, here's Guerra. Here's Guerra. Here's Guerra. Oh, he keeps blowing it. Oh, he does it again. Oh, it happened once more. Hey, Matt, this is what you're giving me. Figure it out. Maybe that's the method he's going with. I feel I should give Joe Girardi a more benefit of the doubt because he is a successful man in this game and he has led a team to a championship before. But it's a little different when you have the roster that he had in New York. A little bit different. Just a little bit different. You're going to the bullpen and you have guys who can actually get an out, get a strikeout, record a ground out. This is slop. I wonder what they're going to do against the Braves. They are now 9-12. 9-12. 9-12. They lost both games, and both games were winnable. That's the thing. You know what? Some games you go to the park and it's not your night. When they lost to the Red Sox after winning 4 straight, I said, it's all about how they respond from this. Because if they win the next 2 against the Blue Jays, then okay, it's a stinker, and then you won 6 of 7. But if you lose both, then you lost 3 straight. Or if you lost 1 of the 2, then you lost 2 of 3. It's about how you respond to a stinker. Both of these games were winnable baseball games, and you fell flat on your face because of the same issue. And this whole, you gotta fix it. There's no fix. Who's making trades at the deadline? Everyone's in play. Everyone has a shot for the playoffs. Who's trading pieces? And oh, by the way, who wants some of the players on the Phillies? Who wants any of these players? There's no one to trade. What guys? They're stuck like this. So this is what you're going to have to watch every time you want to sit down and watch the Phillies. I've already convinced myself, or I already told myself, this is how it's going to be. So damn it, bro, you better like it or you're not going to watch the Phillies. So sadly, here I am, watching it happen all the time. Going to drive myself nuts, and I should be bald in about 3 weeks. So there you have it. Phillies stink. Let me know your thoughts down below. Thank you so much, and I will see you next time.